who built the ancient worlds. For thousands of years, enormous stones have stood in silence across the earth, defying time and explanation. From the wind-swept plains of Europe to the jungles of South America and the islands of the Pacific, Megaliths, massive stones, often weighing tens or even hundreds of tons, rise, as if planted by giants. The question that has haunted generations remains: who built them and how? The story begins over 10,000 years ago, long before recorded history, when humanity was still transitioning from hunter-gatherer tribes to settled farming societies. In what is now southeastern Turkey stands Göbekli Tepe, a site that rewrites everything we thought we knew about the dawn of civilization. There, towering T-shaped limestone pillars, some weighing over 20 tons, form circular enclosures carved with intricate images of animals: lions, scorpions, snakes, and vultures. The people who built Göbekli Tepe had no metal tools, no written language, and no evidence of agriculture. Yet they somehow quarried, transported, and raised these megaliths more than 11,000 years ago, 6,000 years before Stonehenge. Archaeologists struggled to explain why nomadic tribes would gather such enormous stones and arrange them in sacred circles. Some believe it was a temple, others a ritual gathering site aligned with the stars. Whatever the truth, Göbekli Tepe stands as a testament to an advanced social organization and knowledge that should not have existed at the time. It suggests that human civilization may have roots far older and more complex than our textbooks allow. Thousands of kilometers away, on the British Isles, another collection of stone monuments stands as an enduring mystery. Stonehenge, the ring of massive sarsen stones and smaller bluestones, is one of the most famous megalithic sites in the world. Built around 2500 BCE, it required moving stones weighing up to 25 tons from quarries over 200 kilometers away. The precision with which these stones are arranged is astonishing. The site aligns perfectly with the sunrise of the summer solstice and the sunset of the winter solstice, suggesting that its builders possessed an advanced understanding of astronomy. How could people of the Neolithic era, with only ropes, wooden sledges, and primitive tools, transport and position stones weighing as much as a locomotive? Experimental archaeology has attempted to replicate their methods, showing that dozens or even hundreds of people could drag such stones using lubrication, rolling logs, and sheer coordination. But many still doubt these explanations fully account for the precision and scale achieved. The deeper mystery lies not only in how they did it, but why. Some suggest Stonehenge served as a calendar, a temple, or even a healing site that drew pilgrims from across prehistoric Britain. If Europe had Stonehenge, the Mediterranean had Malta's megalithic temples, built between 3,600 and 2,500 BCE. These colossal limestone structures, like Kagakim, and nudged to predate the pyramids of Egypt. The stones, some weighing more than 50 tons, were arranged into complex layouts with altars, spiral carvings, and perfectly fitted walls. Archaeologists are stunned by their sophistication. The builders of Malta's temples seem to possess geometry, architectural knowledge, and spiritual symbolism far beyond their time. Yet the culture that created them vanished mysteriously, leaving behind no written record and no clear descendants. Moving eastward, Egypt stands as the crown jewel of ancient engineering. The Great Pyramid of Giza, completed around 2560 BCE, is arguably the most studied and yet most confounding megalithic structure ever built, comprising over 2 million limestone and granite blocks each. Weighing between 2 and 80 tons, the pyramid was constructed with an alignment so precise that it is within a fraction of a degree of true north. Some granite blocks inside the king's chamber weigh over 70 tons and were transported from more than 800 kilometers away. The logistics of this feat are still debated. How did they quarry, move, and lift these stones without modern machinery? Traditional Egyptology suggests massive labor forces, copper chisels, wooden sleds, and ramps. Yet the exact ramp system remains unproven. Some researchers propose that internal spiral ramps or counterweights might have been used, while fringe theorists imagine lost technologies or forgotten sciences. Whatever the truth, the builders of the Great Pyramid achieved something unparalleled in human history: a monument that has stood for over 4,000 years, still perfectly proportioned and aligned with the stars of Orion's belt. Across the Atlantic, in South America, Ancient civilizations also shaped the land with megalithic precision. High in the Peruvian Andes near Cusco stands Sacsayhuamán, a fortress of enormous polygonal stones fitted together so tightly that not even a blade of grass can slip between them. Some of these stones weigh over 100 tons, yet they interlock in intricate, irregular patterns, as if molded like clay. How these blocks were carved and fitted with such perfection remains a puzzle. The Inca, who occupied the site centuries later, claimed they did not build that the walls were the work of the gods or their ancestors. Further south lies Pumapunku, part of the ancient Tiwanaku complex near Lake Titicaca in Bolivia. Here, enormous blocks of andesite, some weighing over 130 tons, lie scattered like pieces of a broken machine. The precision-cut shapes include right angles, drill holes, and interlocking grooves that resemble industrial craftsmanship. These stones were quarried miles away and brought to the site, though no clear explanation exists for how this was accomplished using stone or bronze tools. The engineering of Pumapunku has led some to speculate about lost knowledge or civilizations older than history itself. In the jungles of Southeast Asia, Angkor Wat rises as a stone symphony to the heavens. Although built later on the 12th century CE, it carries the legacy of megalithic ambition. Millions of massive sandstone blocks were quarried and transported across rivers to create the world's largest religious monument. Every surface is adorned with carvings, each stone placed in perfect alignment to mirror celestial movements. It stands as a bridge between earth and sky, faith and mathematics, humanity and divinity. In the Pacific Ocean, thousands of kilometers from any mainland, lie the Moai statues of Easter Island, carved from volcanic tuff by the Rapa Nui people, B3 in 1200 and 1500 CE. These monumental heads and torsos, some over 30 feet tall and weighing 80 tons, were transported across rugged terrain and erected on stone platforms called The islanders had no beasts of burden and used only ropes and wooden sledges, yet somehow they walked the statues upright across miles of landscape. Modern experiments have shown that teams of people could indeed rock the statues side to side, inching them forward like living beings. But the mystery remains why build such colossal figures on such a small, isolated island. Some say they represented deified ancestors watching over the land. Others think they embodied a desperate attempt to connect with divine forces as resources dwindled. From Japan to Micronesia, from France to Sudan, from Lebanon's Baalbek to India's temple cities, megaliths appear like fingerprints of a forgotten age. At Baalbek in modern-day Lebanon, the ancient Roman temple complex sits atop a foundation of stone so large that even today, they are among the heaviest ever moved by humans. The stone of the pregnant woman, partially cut from bedrock, weighs over 1,000 tons, more than a fully loaded Boeing 747. How ancient builders moved similar stones into place for the temple's foundation remains unknown. Some suggest the Romans inherited and built upon an even older megalithic platform, remnants of a pre-Roman civilization whose knowledge vanished. What unites all these megalithic wonders is not only their size, but their persistence. They endure earthquakes, storms, and centuries of erosion, as if meant to outlast the civilizations that built them. Their alignments with celestial bodies or solstices, equinoxes, lunar cycles hint at a universal language of the cosmos. Across continents, ancient people seem to share a fascination with the stars, geometry, and the harmony between heaven and earth. How did cultures separated by oceans and millennia develop such similar architectural expressions? Were they independently inspired by the same human desire to connect with the divine? Or were they inheriting knowledge from a much older global tradition now lost to time? Some researchers suggest a common ancestor civilization, possibly destroyed at the end of the last ice age. Perhaps the remnants of what myths called Atlantis. While mainstream archaeology rejects such theories, the recurrence of advanced stonework and astronomical precision across the world keeps the debate alive. Megaliths may also hold clues about the human mind itself. To move a 100-ton stone is not only a feat of engineering, it's a declaration of belief. These stones represent unity, purpose, and vision on a scale that transcends individual lives. Each monument required collective effort, cooperation, and reverence for something greater than oneself. In that sense, they are as much spiritual achievements as technological ones. Modern science has begun to uncover surprising hints about the hidden sophistication of ancient builders. Studies show that some megalithic sites, like Newgrange in Ireland or Carnac in France, were designed to amplify sound waves or to mark solar and lunar cycles with remarkable precision. Others, like Machu Picchu and the temples of Egypt, align with electromagnetic anomalies and water flows, suggesting an awareness of geophysical energy. Whether intentional or coincidental, these features suggest a deeper connection between human consciousness, environment, and architecture. Over millennia, nature has reclaimed many of these sites, yet even in ruins, they radiate power. Tourists and pilgrims alike describe feeling awe, peace, or even energy near these stones. Maybe that is their true purpose, to remind us that humanity once built not only with muscle, but with meaning. As modern civilization hurtles forward, the megaliths stand as silent witnesses. They challenge our assumptions about what ancient humans could achieve and hint that our ancestors possessed not just strength and ingenuity, but a profound understanding of their place in the cosmos. Their message endures in stone, that time erases empires, but not the will to create something eternal. Perhaps that is why we keep asking the same question: who built them? The answer may be both simple and profound. It was Usta, human spirit, reaching upward, carving faith and knowledge into the earth itself. Across ages and continents, every stone raised by ancient hands was part of the same story. Our quest to touch the infinite. The megaliths of the ancient world remain our greatest inheritance from prehistory monuments, not just of stone, but of wonder. They remind us that even in an age before machines, humanity dreamed grand dreams. And maybe, just maybe, those dreams still echo in the silence of the stones.